It may be the biggest school cheating scandal in U.S. history. Today, suspects began turning themselves in. 35 Atlanta public school educators are accused of tampering with students' standardized tests to improve their scores and earn cash bonuses for themselves. The lawyer for one defendant spoke out, claiming his client is innocent.
This is the closest she's ever been to a jail in her life. She's been an educator since she graduated from college and has been an educator, good Lord, for about 20 years now. So it's very unfortunate. She's absolutely not guilty of these charges, and we look forward to going forward with this case.
There are reports that some teachers actually held pizza parties to doctor students' test scores. As you can imagine, this scandal has rocked the Atlanta school system and has horrified parents.
I'm disappointed as a parent that wants the best for their child. I'm very disappointed.
The test cheating scandal was first exposed in an investigation by the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, and we're joined now by the newspaper's editor, Kevin Riley. Kevin, thanks very much for coming in. Thanks, obviously, for your good work. This is the culmination of a long investigation. Your paper certainly has been at the forefront. What indications did you have at the beginning of all of this, and what was your reaction when you first reported, you got some serious reporting on what was going on?
Well, Blitz, our reporters have been working. Our reporters have been working on this for years. This story, and it first happened several years ago when a couple of our reporters noticed that a couple schools' advancements in the test didn't seem to make sense, and so they kept digging deeper. And ultimately, we did a computer analysis of the scores that showed the students had made advances in the test that just really weren't possible.
Well, give us some examples of how this cheating allegedly occurred. What kinds of things did the teachers, the principals do, for example, to propel it and to cover it up?
Well, first of all, it seems to have started at the top if you look at the indictment. Principals were told that they would be fired if their students' test scores did not improve, and it went from there. In our reporting and in the state's investigation, examples were things like teachers standing up in front of the classroom, giving students hints about what the appropriate answers were, and even teachers getting together after the test sheets were filled out and changing them to make the answers correct.
How fearful were teachers about all of these standardized tests getting involved in this alleged cheating ring? And what about the superintendent?
Well, as you know, our national education policy is based on testing. And so there's enormous pressure around these tests for superintendents, for principals, for teachers, for students. And so it seems as if people got caught up in improving their test scores at any cost.
And the motivation was what? To get a bonus? Was money? Is that what you're discovering?
Well, certainly that's how the district attorney feels in Fulton County, because the indictment, which includes racketeering charges, indicates that they will pursue a case that says this: people were financially motivated. They got bonuses all the way to the top. In fact, the superintendent's bonuses totaled hundreds of thousands of dollars. And it looks like the DA is going to try and prove that that's behind all of this, that the better the scores were, the more money people made.
This bombshell, the reporting, the indictment, all of this school cheating scandal, if you will, what's been the impact on the schools? What's been the impact on the kids, the students?
Well, that's an important part of this story. I mean, it's a real tragedy. We're talking about educating our children. Nothing could be more important than that. And we have kids who were told they were learning what they should learn. We have parents who thought their kids were learning what they should learn, and in fact, they were not. And that another part of this is that, don't forget, there were almost 200 teachers named in the initial state report. We have about 36 educators indicted now, but most teachers in Atlanta, most educators in Atlanta were not cheating.
That's a good point to make. All right, Kevin, thanks very much. Kevin Riley is the editor of the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, doing some serious reporting in Atlanta. There are lots of proposals out there to improve public education. Here's what 3 elementary schools in Yonkers, New York, are trying to do. Starting next year, the last day of school will be delayed until July 31st, shortening summer vacation to just 1 month. And when kids are in school, the days will be longer. CNN's Pamela Brown has more from Yonkers.
Well, Wolf, the school behind me here is one of 3 in Yonkers deemed to be failing by the state. So a deal was struck with the district to make the school days and the school years longer, something that's not sitting so well with some parents.
We want to enjoy the summer and not be in school all day.
But now summertime isn't going to be what it used to be for kids at 3 Yonkers, New York public elementary schools.
I always put them in baseball. That's it.
And now they may not be able to do that. How do you feel?
It's wrong. Sad.
This mother is shocked to learn summer vacation next year won't start until August 1st. She believes it will take away valuable time with her 6-year-old daughter.
I'm upset, really, because me and my children, we do a lot of things in the summer. We look forward to the summer. Family values and vacation is very important, and to take that away, I don't think it's fair.
The students will also have to stay in class an hour longer each day, and at least half the teachers will be replaced.
It's just unfair all around, all across the board.
48% of the nation's public schools are not making the progress they're supposed to. Now, in the most extreme cases, districts across the country like Yonkers are forced to use plans like this one to get extra funding for failing schools. So what do the kids think about this plan?
I don't think, every child wants the freedom of the summer.
But Superintendent Bernard Parazio says research shows shorter summer vacations equal almost 10% higher achievement levels among students.
We have to do something different. Our children are not achieving at the levels we need them to achieve at.
Not every education expert agrees keeping kids in the classroom longer is the answer.
These are children. They're not automatons. You can't force them into the kinds of learning situations that we put them in continuously. Why can't they have a little time off?
As districts across the country deal with the challenge of underperforming schools, kids losing more of their summer vacation could be something we see more of. Wolf?
Pamela Brown, thanks very much. She's reporting from Yonkers.